Hi, I'm Jayd Hernandez, a camouflage tattoo artist and educator. I help beauty bosses effectively market their business and become the authority in their field, close more leads, and make more money. In the past 6 years, I've launched 2 successful beauty businesses to multiple 6 figures with over 100 5-star raving reviews and several media press spotlights. While most marketers will tell you to hustle and work harder for success, I'll show you how to create more value from the inside out so that you work less, make more, and truly expand and transform your business and life. This is the Beauty Expanded Podcast. Welcome back. I am your host, Jayd Hernandez, and I am so glad to have you back. On this episode, I like to start off by asking you a simple question, and that is, what are the first few things you think of when you hear the word salesperson? Do you think that they're shady, pushy, aggressive, dishonest? Only after the money do you think of a car salesman. So if you find yourself feeling icky or uncomfortable with sales, then how do you think that influences your ability to sell your services? So in short, I would say your beliefs and stories around sales and selling limits your ability to actually sell your product or service. And to dive even deeper, if you're wanting to grow your business, you have to look at your relationship with money. Sales and money go hand in hand. And I'm assuming you're listening to this podcast because you're an entrepreneur who owns a business. And what makes a business is the transaction of sales. So if you're not in the business of sales, I would say that what you have is a hobby and not a business, because anyone who owns a business is in the business of selling their product or services. So what I've noticed is if you find yourself struggling finding new clients and getting booked, it's most often related to this underlying relationship that you have with money and sales. So to backtrack on the question that I started with in this episode, if you feel slimy about sales or even selling, then that's what's holding you back from being able to sell your product or services, because you have a fear of coming off slimy, shady, aggressive, pushy, and all those things that I had listed earlier. And if you feel bad about selling, then you're definitely not going to feel comfortable asking people to buy from you. And I'm telling you that that's a disservice to the world and humanity. Because if you know, which I'm assuming is the reason why you're in the line of business that you're in, it's the reason why you got into it, why you've invested time, energy, and money to get trained, certified, licensed, to do what you do, is because you once believed that you could help people. You stepped into your business because you were stoked, excited, and passionate about improving the lives of others. And not selling that or giving people the opportunity to have their lives be transformed or improved is actually a disservice to you and to them. So for example, if you knew that I spent days washing and drying my clothes because I didn't have a washer and dryer machine to do it for me, let's say that I don't even know these machines exist, and I literally spend hours washing clothes on the first day, and then on the second day, I wait for them to completely dry. And in your garage, you have an extra set of machines that can wash and dry my clothes in 2 hours versus 2 days, and you don't share that with me, is actually selfish on your part. You already have a perfect set of washer and dryer machines in your home, and this other set is just lying around in your garage. And you don't give me an opportunity to purchase them from you so that I can actually gain more time to spend with my family, playing with my son, growing my business, and expanding my life. Your extra set of machine is just collecting dust and not doing anything. It's not transforming someone's life. It's not improving it. And it's a disservice for me because instead of spending 2 days doing a task, I can get it done in 2 hours and gain so much more time to do things that will actually be more expansive for my life. From a client perspective, I can see how having more time on my hands can positively impact my life and those around me. It's a domino effect, and I would be happy to exchange money to gain more time. So that's an example of how sales transforms into service. Another example of that is that I just recently bought a Mercedes, and I absolutely love driving my car every day. I feel safe in it. I love the look of it. I love the standard of customer service Mercedes provides, and I also love the ease of a newer vehicle. It's not breaking down on me. It drives smoothly. And it literally brings me tons of joy into my life. That's expansion. It's improving the quality of my life, and I am happy to pay for the value of that. I'd actually like for you to think of the last thing or service that you were happy to buy. Maybe it was a really great concealer that you know works well, or a massage from your favorite spa, or maybe it was your favorite type of meal from an amazing restaurant, or even a procedure that just instantly lifted your spirits and self-esteem. That is essentially what we offer to our clients in tattooing. Having to not do brows, for example, in the morning gives you the commodity of precious timing. And I don't think a lot of people realize how valuable time is. It's the one thing you can't buy. And so if you can help someone shave off 30 to 45 minutes in their morning because they don't have to draw them on, that allows them to bring in so much more quality in their time because maybe they have, the extra time to meditate, journal, get aligned for the day, enjoy their coffee, be more present with their kids or their spouse. In addition to giving them a framework that shapes and complements and enhances their features, which directly correlates to improving their self-esteem and confidence and the way that they look at themselves and the way that they feel about themselves. And that's powerful. And to not charge for that, also known as selling, is actually doing more harm than it is good. Because if you have the ability to bring positivity, happiness, joy into life, that energy exchange, that higher vibration, to not offer that to someone because you're afraid of selling or you have these limiting beliefs about sales does more harm to the world than it does good. And the degree to which you help someone transform their life depends on how much money you begin to attract. So in marketing, if you're really only in it for the money and not for the intrinsic values of what you offer, then you're going to find yourself attracting people who are also only in it for the money, aka the lowest price provider. When you can begin to break down and become aware of what you're truly offering, because I always believe it's more than just a tattoo, a car, or a concealer, and has everything to do with how that product or service makes someone feel, then you can begin to feel good and confident about charging more for the value it brings. And funny enough, you will then begin to attract people who are looking and wanting that very thing and find the value in paying for it. Everything is energy, and you are either attracting money and sales into your life or you are repelling it. And so when I hear colleagues talk about, I need to make more money, I need to get more clients, there's an energy of desperation behind those words. There is anxiety, scarcity, lack of, and that's a low vibration or frequency of energy that actually begins to repel the very thing that they want to attract. So for example, think of being in a relationship. The more needy you are of your partner, the more your partner wants to create space and distance from you. No one wants to be around neediness or desperation versus the energy of attraction. When you think about the energy of attraction, what I notice is confidence, comfort, warmth, openness, certainty, consistency, security, etc. Those are two very different energies, and that's how we need to look at sales. So are you coming off as the desperate, needy artist wanting to fill her books? Or are you coming off as the artist confident in their abilities to improve the life of others? Those two different energies are going to market their services and sell their services very differently and begin to attract two very different types of clients. Once you can begin to change your beliefs about sales, you'll change your life. Some questions to reflect upon is, what brought you into this line of work? What attracted you to learn to do what you do? What made it worth it for you to invest your time, energy, and most often your money into learning how to do what it is that you do? There's a reason and intention behind everything that we do. And I would begin to really journal, reflect, ponder, and really think about the reasons why you chose to do what it is that you do. Because if you don't trust and believe that what you offer can enhance someone's life, then you're out of integrity. And trust me, I've been there before. I love him to death, but I have a friend of mine who's a fellow entrepreneur who stepped into the beauty industry and started a body sculpting company. He had approached me and asked me to carry one of his machines and help him sell these services. And at first I was really intrigued, and I know that a lot of people struggle with weight loss and don't necessarily want to do something invasive such as surgery or liposuction. And so I bought into the program to give it a shot. I was selling services to basically laser off your fat in a non-invasive way. And I had a few clients, I was making great sales, but to be completely transparent, the results weren't consistent enough. Some people would have really great results and some wouldn't. And there was no rhyme or reason behind it. And I didn't like to always question clients on whether or not they were eating healthy, if they were exercising, if they were minimizing their drinking, like all of these things that were built into this service or product to actually work. It came to a point where I didn't trust or believe in the results, and I felt misaligned with it to the point where I felt bad about selling these services, and I had to let it go. Even though I was making really great money, I had to let it go because I knew that eventually it was going to catch up with me. And I think if you get into a situation where you don't really trust what it is that you do and you don't believe in it, and it happens, sometimes we invest in a service or a training and we realize that this just really isn't our thing. But if you continue to try and sell it, whatever you resist will persist, and it will come out in different ways. It may come out by attracting disgruntled clients or high maintenance clients or health problems. You never really know how it's going to come out. But anytime you're out of integrity with who you are and what you believe is to be true and right, it will always work out negatively for you. So it's super important that whatever it is that you do, that you actually respect, trust, and value the value that you offer, and then you charge for it. Because remember, people are happy to pay for what they believe is worth the value. Every month I get my car payment notice, and I am truly grateful and happy to pay it. I love my car, and it brings me so much joy that it's something that I never stress about. Like, I truly am grateful to pay for that car. When I attract a client who is looking for the lowest price provider and they get a quote from me, I am completely okay with letting them go because I don't want to attract clients who don't see the value in what I value. I truly, truly respect what I offer. And if they don't respect that, or if they're not aligned with that, no judgment, I'm not the artist for them. But in addition to that, I love the art of sales because I believe sales is service. Recently, on one of my coaching calls that I'm a part of, the coach had asked us the same question I asked you in the beginning of this episode. What do you think of immediately when you think of a salesperson? And so many people typed in slimy, shady, all the negative things that you think of when you think of sales. And I was the only one who typed in badass because I truly believe that sales is service. And when you're really good at what you do, that's such an instrumental, pivotal attribute to your business. Every business needs sales. And so once you begin to truly embrace that your business is in the business of sales, and that sales is a good thing because it gives people the opportunity to truly transform and improve their lives, then that's when things begin to shift and you're happy to sell. And possibilities become limitless because you're not limited by beliefs that sales somehow is a bad thing. Like attracts like. So if you feel negatively about sales, you're going to have a really hard time selling yourself. And we're going to be talking so much more about sales and money in many more episodes. But for now, just let this sit with you. And hopefully this is enough to shift and expand your awareness about sales, because it's not a bad thing and you're gonna need it in your business. And so it's all about, how do I begin to shift this so that I'm okay with it? And not only am I okay with it, but I'm willing to thrive in it and to really put myself out there because I know what I offer can really be of value in someone's life. Share this with a friend who also struggles with sales, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd love to connect and help you more. If you have a question you'd like for me to answer, please send it to jayd@studioconceal.com. That's JAYD@studioconceal.com, and I might highlight it on my podcast. I find what's often personal is most general. So if this episode helped you, please share it with a friend who may need the encouragement and inspiration. I'll catch you on the next one.